Hello everybody, my name is Mars, you can call me MG if you'd like. This is the start of a very special video because today is a very special day. It is not technically the release day of Backhanded Compliments by Katie Chandler, but it is the day that I'm going to be picking up my copy. If you're unaware, Katie Chandler, her debut novel Backhanded Compliments, is out now. It is a sapphic adult romance with spice in it. There's a car going by. It is rivals to lovers with professional tennis players, and they're also soulmates. I'm so excited. I have ordered my copy through Philadelphia's first romance-focused bookstore. It is called Cupid's Bookshop, and I've been there before. It's so cute. I love it so much. But I have a friend coming from out of town to visit so we can check out the bookstore together because they've never been, and so I get to pick up my copy. I'll probably buy more than one book though, if I'm being honest. And I cannot wait to finally have this book in my hand. It came out 3 days ago, and so many of my friends have already gotten their copies, and I'm like, oh, I just want to join in on the hype. So I get to finally do that today, and because Katie is a very dear friend of mine, I decided that I'm going to vlog the reading experience. This is her debut novel, could not be more exciting. So in a little while, I'm going to head over to the bookstore. Don't know if I'm going to be filming anything while I'm there, any B-roll, maybe? Who really knows? Not I. But if I do, you'll see that here. And if not, I will be cutting to me in the future, showing you the fancy schmancy book that I'm getting. Hello friends, it is quite a bit later since I last chatted with you, 8 p.m. in fact. I did shower and change into my pajamas after I got home from being out because it was so hot out and I came home just feeling so like sweaty and gross. I had to shower and clean myself off before I could do anything else. But I'm here now to give you an update of my day. So my boyfriend actually ended up coming along with me to hang out with our friend because it was someone that we are both friends with and haven't seen in a little while. So we went down to the train station that they came in on and walked over to the bookstore where I picked up 2 books. So, a little bit of a story time. This bookstore, Cupid's Bookshop, it's like a small room. It's not a very large place. It's only been open for a couple of months. They have time to grow and become a bigger business, but still relatively small. So they've got bookshelves along this like first wall when you walk in, the back wall, and a little bit on the other wall, but mostly that's just where the register counter is, and then there's like tables of like stickers and Kindle charms and stuff in the middle. So the very first bookcase when you come in is for local authors, and I was like, oh, let me check this out and support some local authors, you know, authors from Philly, as I myself am an author from Philly, support people like me. So most of the books there didn't quite hit. There were a lot of mafia romances, which is not my thing, and there were also, I don't want to say they're like Christian romances because I don't know that about them, but they kind of gave that vibe. They're like Nicholas Sparks type vibe, but like if Nicholas Sparks wrote smutty books. That's how I was feeling looking at some of these other ones, and I'm like, that's not really it for me either. Then I spotted this book, which is called Strength Check by Catherine McIntyre, and it is the first book in the Dungeons and Dating series, which, if you don't know, I love Dungeons and Dragons. And I actually have a series myself that is romance, but with a Dungeons and Dragons nerdy twist to it. The series is on the back burner. I got about halfway through drafting the first book before I got a little bit burnt out on it because it was getting a lot longer than I expected it to be. But it is something I will return to in the future. So if that's up your alley, stay tuned. I've also read Dungeons and Drama by Christy Boyce and loved it. That is a YA romance with like a Dungeons and Dragons nerdy twist to it. So I feel like this is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum because I know this is an adult romance and it's going to be smutty. My series is kind of in the middle where it's new adult, so it's got like a little bit of spice in it, but not a ton. Anyway, that's why I picked this book up, because it had that nerdy element to it, and it's also queer. It follows Roxy, who opens up a board game cafe, and she's got like this awful relationship that she just got out of, and she's got issues with her mom, but she still has to take care of her, and she's got some finance troubles, so she's like, I need a roommate. And this roommate ad is answered by Melody, who just got a promotion that involves moving to San Francisco where Roxy lives, and she sees this ad and she's like, yes, I would love to be your roommate. And she's also got some stuff she's trying to run away from with a toxic ex-boyfriend and stuff like that. So they become fast friends and quickly experience attraction to each other, but they're both kind of like on the fence about that because of their respective situations. And I just think that sounds like something that'd be interesting, especially because it does have that nerdy element to it. So very excited to read this at some point and support a local author. And if I do love it, there are 5 more books in the series, plus a special Christmas novella at the end, which is really funny to me. I don't know why, but that's the first book I picked up. Then, right next to the local author shelf is the new releases shelf. And while I was looking at the local author shelf, my friend was looking at stuff further down, and, excuse me, I'm talking so fast I started hiccuping. Right at the very top was Backhanded Compliments by ann-chandler. Look at her in all of her glory. You see Katie right there. That's my friend. Oh, I'm so excited. But I was like, oh my god, that's the book. That's the one we're here to support, and I'm gonna get my copy that I ordered through the bookstore. And I was just like babbling about it, and my friend Adi just goes, this book, and holds it up, because they had literally already picked up a copy because it sounded interesting, and they had no idea that my friend had written it. So I just thought that was hilarious. So AJ also went home with a copy of Backhanded Compliments, and also a different book. I think it was Lila Lee's most recent release, which I've been hearing good things about, also sapphic. We've got a sapphic theme here. I just finished reading a sapphic book. It's just in the mood, in the air. It is Pride Month. Supporting that. Anyway, I should stop talking before I lose my mind, but yes, this is the point of this vlog. This is why we're here. I am going to crack into this tonight. I think not quite yet. I have some YouTube videos that I want to catch up on, namely the most recent episode of Taskmaster. But before I go to bed, I usually go to bed before my boyfriend and chill and read for a little bit. And so that is when I will get started on this. And I'm very, very excited. Oh, I can't believe I have it in my hand. This isn't my first friend book that I've got. You can't see any, but I do have several on my shelves. Up here on my anthology shelf, which is the very top, we have Tiny Shivers by Laura Nettles. This shelf right back here, I've got my 2 copies of A Dark and Secret Magic by Wallace Kinney. Down over here at some point, I've got the entire Removable Part series by Anne Sophie. I have such talented and amazing writer friends, and I love them so much, and I'm so glad that I've got another one to add to my shelf. But now that I've been babbling for 7 minutes, I'm gonna let you guys go and let you know. Ooh, I just saw a tweet, because there are tweets in this book. Oh, actually, that's a text. That's really fun that it's got those kind of elements. Oh my god, it was the winky emoji. Oh, I love that. I'm gonna go and pick this up at some point later on tonight and come back to you at some point in the future with an update on how it's going. Friends. It's Sunday today. I did not speak to you at all yesterday. I had work from 12 to 7, which just took out the entire middle of my day. I did do a little bit of reading beforehand and a little bit of reading last night before bed, but just a couple of chapters each. Didn't really make a ton of progress, but I've done some reading this morning, and it's brought me to the 1/3 point of Backhanded Compliments, and I'm really enjoying this. It was a little bit jarring at first because this is in third person but present tense, and I don't know, like, I can't think of any books off the top of my head that I've read that have been third person present tense. I feel like all of the present tense books that I've read have been first person, and all of the third person books that I've read have been past tense, but I don't know. I feel like 90% of the books that I read are past tense. Like, I don't read a ton of present tense books anyway, but yeah, I am enjoying it. We are getting to know Jules and Luca more and more. We've had the first kiss scene, and some, I don't know how to put this, like, insecurities are starting to be revealed, and we're starting to see why they both feel the way they do about this whole being soulmates thing, and it's so good. I'm really enjoying seeing their dynamic. There are also characters that I know because Katie's working on the second book in this series. They're gonna all be standalones. Well, at this point, she's only signed on for 2 books, but even if she writes more in the future, they're all like standalone set in the same world with like overlapping characters, so you don't have to read them in publication order, but like it is a series still. But some characters that I know are gonna be in book 2 from hearing Katie talk about it, and I like, when the one person showed up on page, I was like, oh my god, I know that guy, I know him. I just got disproportionately excited for it because I am very much intrigued by book 2. But that I unfortunately will not get to read until next year, and I still have so much of this book to go, so I don't know why I'm like thinking ahead. Like, I gotta enjoy this one, which I am a lot. I feel like I should get like something to like celebrate this, and like something related to the book itself. So limoncello, we've had a scene with that, and that's something that Katie has talked about a lot. Like, I think she got some limoncello to celebrate the release of her book. I have not had limoncello in years. I like it, but I don't love it. But I wonder if I could get some from somewhere nearby. I don't know why, that's something that seems intriguing to me, so I might look into that and see if I can get some and have a cute little moment with this book, because it deserves it. It deserves the celebration. I enjoy the minor mixed media elements to this, so it's not frequent, but a couple of times we've had like tweets showing up, and we've had text messages between different characters, and I think it does add to the story without being super intrusive. So that is a bonus. I feel like sometimes when books have like texts and things without it being like a true mixed media or epistolary novel, it kind of can get jarring and in the way, but I don't think that is the case in this book. So I'm very excited to continue on with reading this. I guess I will update you around the 2/3 of the way mark, because a pattern, I've already updated you at 1/3, so I might as well. Yeah, I'm going to get on with this and maybe give you an update tonight. I'm not sure how much more I will read today. If not tonight, then definitely tomorrow, because I'm not working until late tomorrow, so I'll have plenty of time to read during the day. So I'll see you guys then. It is 7:45 p.m. This lighting is awful because I'm currently streaming, so I've got my big computer on. That's what this bright glow on my face is. But I'm here to let you know that I am 2/3 of the way through Backhanded Compliments. I genuinely almost missed this update because I wanted to keep reading. Like, it's so good. I'm actually in the middle of a chapter right now because I looked up, saw that I was on page 242, and I know that based on my math, which could be off if we're being honest, but based on my math, 2/3 would have been page 234, 235. So I did surpass it a little bit, and I was like, my vlog, I have to update, so I'm here. Clearly I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time with this. We're getting into the emotional stuff because Jules and Luca are past their initial disbelief that they're soulmates and getting off on the wrong foot with their expectations, because the two of them do have very different expectations when it comes to soulmates, and that's something that I really loved in this second bit that I've read, is the discussion about soulmates, not just between our two characters, but not just between them as each other's soulmates, but at large, the concept of soulmates. You have Luca, who is she's kind of been desperate to find her soulmate for a long time because she finds comfort in the idea of this one person that the universe has picked out for her that will, in her mind, love her no matter what. But then we've got Jules, who is kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, who kind of couldn't care less about her soulmate. She has a lot of what is the word I'm going for? She's seen a whole lot of different ways that soulmates can play out, from people like her parents who aren't soulmates but are madly in love, to other people she knows that don't have soulmates at all, they don't have anyone's name on their wrist, which are called soul marks. And she's heard of people who've got 2 different names, so they got multiple soulmates. So very different approaches to this whole thing, and that's part of why they're so at odds with each other when they find out that they are soulmates. And then there's a scene that I'm not gonna totally spoil, I'm just gonna tell you the gist of it, but they're at this museum and they're looking at all of this art and this history, and the topic of soulmates comes up, of course, because they're trying to figure out what this is between them. And just the cultural view of soulmates comes up in conversation, and I just think it's so fascinating the way we explore that in this. So good. We've had a couple of sex scenes. Actually, I think we've only had one. Have we had 2? No, we've had one. And then there was one that was not quite a sex scene, but it was pretty hot and heavy, if you know what I'm saying. So we're definitely getting there on the relationship aspect, but literally the part that I'm at right now that I kept wanting to read, despite the fact that I had to stop and update you, that almost made me miss my update for you guys. We're getting into the emotions of everything, and it's not a third act breakup, kind of. They're dating, but they're not really together, even though they know they're soulmates. They're at this very beginning of their relationship where they're trying to figure everything out. So I can't really call it a third act breakup with what's coming up, but it's the third act conflict. You can tell this is where it's all going to come to a head. I'm so excited. It's so delicious. It's so well written. So I am going to keep going. I've got 30 minutes left in this sprint. Then once my stream is over, I will continue reading. I don't think I'm going to finish it tonight, but definitely tomorrow. So I'll see you then when I have finished Backhanded Compliments, because oh boy, am I going to have thoughts. friends. It is exactly 10 a.m. on Monday, and I have officially finished Backhanded Compliments. What a book, you guys. This was so fun. I've said it before, but I'm always a little bit nervous reading my friends' books because what if I hate them? But like, it hasn't happened yet, so I don't know what I'm so worried about. I've loved all of my friends' books that I've read. This one is no exception. I do stand by the fact that it's not a full 10 out of 10 for me because of personal preference for certain things, but like 9 out of 10. I love this. It was fantastic. If you've been here for a little while, then you probably know that I am very much a character-based reader. I can forgive like a couple of plot issues if the characters are really strong, and I'm not the other way around. Like, if the characters are weak, I don't care how strong a plot is, that's just not my vibe. The character work in this book is fabulous. It's amazing. Not even just our main characters, like, the whole cast of side characters are so wonderful, and I want 300 books out of this series so that I can see each and every one of them get a happy ending. I cannot wait for book 2 to come out next year. Like, oh, I want my hands on it already. Alas, that is not how things work. So who would I recommend this to? I would recommend Backhanded Compliments to people who like sports, specifically tennis, but also just sports in general if you love that competitive nature. I feel like you would enjoy those aspects in this book. If you enjoy sapphic romances, obviously, and romances where the couple kind of get off on the wrong foot, maybe have these preconceived notions about each other and have to learn like, oh, I thought you were like this, but really you're like this, and I adore that. That is definitely a main arc of this relationship. If you enjoy amazing side characters who are just so fun and ridiculous, if you enjoy the speculative element of there being actual soulmates, if you love really super fun summer vibes, any of that speaks to you, pick up this book. It's so good. I had a fantastic time, and I'm kind of sad that it's already over, but that is how reading a book goes. Eventually, you will get to the end. And what an ending it was. It was so cute. I loved it. So, what a fabulous time. I really enjoyed this book. Unfortunately, that does mean we have come to the end of this vlog. If you've enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.